Good afternoon, hockey fans, and welcome inside the Peace Memorial Multiplex here in Wainwright, Alberta. We have a barn burner for you. It's the gold medal game of the Hockey Alberta Senior AA Provincials. My name's Grayson Knudsen. Pleased to be joined in the booth by Tyler Yaremchuk. We got a full crew here for this ICU Video Productions Procast. Dave Foley, Liam Johnson, Odell Nelson, Troy Swain are our camera guys. Alex Testowich on Switcher, and Rob Zitlau is directing this production between the Morinville Kings and the Daysland North Stars. Tyler, the two lone undefeated teams in this Senior AA tournament at 3-0.
Yep. And that's the fun part about this format, where the 3 round robin games determine the gold medal game. You always end up with the 2 best teams in the final, and I have no doubt in my mind that we're getting that here tonight.
We are underway, and a chance early for Riley. Benefield takes a shot. That one goes wide, back out to the neutral zone, picked up by Tribble. Tribble's partner in defense is Tanner Erickson. McLeese will hammer it down low. Benefield, a great save by Swab early on. He had to be sharp.
Yeah, he absolutely did, and you know what? I expect Ty Swab to be sharp all game.
Granger trying to throw it in front, looking for Harris. The big line for Morinville is Harris, Granger, and Wilson. These two teams know each other quite well also. Daysland and Morinville, both from the North Central Hockey League. It was the Kings knocking off the top-seeded Stars in the final in a 3-game sweep. Puck out front, big save by Swab. And the net is off, it's Moorings.
Quick early whistle, but Ty Swab, and we'll get a good view here out of one of our 2 corner cameras. A quick blocker save there by Swab, extending out to the top of the crease. And another one right there. He stayed a little bit further back, but did a good job covering the bottom portion of the net.
Kings trying to play this one out with Pietersma, but it's sent back in by the North Stars. Lejmadier over to his partner, Thomas. Jordan Thomas up ahead. Here's a chance now, 2-on-1. Pietersma stopped by Daubertine. Connor Daubertine makes his first big save, and both goalies should be settled in now.
Absolutely. I think Daubertine got a piece of that, but I also think it might have caught a piece of the iron, Grayson.
I think you're right, Tyler. I'm sure we'll get another look at it here at the next stoppage. Puck is chipped in. Carr chasing. Zach Carr trying to throw that out front for Plett. Petio is on him. And he gets it to Jacobson. David Jacobson, the North Stars captain, moves it forward. Brendan Lamb up there. Lane Lightning as well. Lamb bumps Carlson. Carlson with it once again. That's off the stick of Lightning, but still move forward here. Nolte and McRae. Jory McRae fires. That one goes wide. Danesiuk at the point. High shot. Chasing this one down is Plett. He defers to Carlson. Carlson will shoot it wide on purpose, looking for a tip from McRae. It goes all the way out, though, thanks to Lamb, who's bumped hard there by Tim Nolte. Puck rimmed around, and Nolte's there to pick it up. Down low for Plett. Bounced it off the wall for Nolte. Back to the point. Danesiuk fakes, shoots, stopped, rebound. Puck is loose, but it's off to the side of Daubertine and then sent out to neutral zone ice. Chasing this one down is Adam Johnson, all over Danesiuk, who does really well to keep Johnson at bay. Bradley battling along the boards. It comes back to Carlson, who leaves it for Danesiuk. Johnson and Bradley, a 2-man forecheck. Number 16 for Daysland is Matt Foster. He kept it in at the line. Now Matthew Felice will get it out. Johnson all over Danesiuk, who's been out there for quite a while now. Foster comes away with it. Puck in skates. Carlson will try to clear it. It's still in, though. Tribble trying to throw it towards the net. Picked up here by Foster. It's in Carlson's skates. Carlson fights away for it. Mantello backhands it out, and finally that defense pair for Morinville can change as it's icing.
Stoppage in play allows us to get a quick look at a replay here, and that 2-on-1 chance across a nice play, and yeah, right off the post. And Grayson, before we drop the puck here, I just wanted to say I was talking to Dean Petio before the game, and he shared a couple of interesting stories to me. We have some shout-outs to give, but I'll do that at the next stoppage.
Looking forward to that. Yeah, and we apologize to Dean. We've been saying his name wrong here for the last 3 games or so. It's Petio, not Petiot, so our bad. Icing here, and Tyler, why don't you go ahead there?
Yeah, first up, Dean wanted to mention Bob Hanrahan. He's an alumni. He's 92 years old. He never misses a game, and Dean said he was on his way up here. He got sick. He's actually watching us from the hospital, had to get a pacemaker put in, so our best wishes to you, Bob. And then also Scott Effort's dad, Kurt, is at home battling cancer right now. So from all of us here at ICU Video, Kurt, keep up the good fight. And I know the boys in the room said for both Bob and Kurt, they're fighting here and trying to win a gold medal for those two.
I love that. Back to the action now, and Wilson has it. He dumps it in. It's picked up here by Rhett Dudley. And forward for McLeese. He lost it, but Mitchell Gartner missed it, and so did Granger, and the puck just winds up with Dudley here. McLeese will chip it deep, and Ty Swab gets a touch. Slobodin behind the net. Jesse Slobodin across here. Petio into center ice. Carr just bangs it back in. His teammates were offside, and then Carr is whistled for being offside as he went after Petio, and that puck will come all the way down, and it's an offensive zone faceoff for the North Stars.
Only 2 combined shots on net here in the first 4 minutes and 45 seconds here. Bit of a slow start. These two teams, they both have very electric offenses. Just maybe a bit of a feeling out process early on.
This is maybe the big line for Daysland. Keller, Effort, and Zimmer. Chasing that one back is French for the North Stars. He's going to get another opportunity here. Cavell hard in on him, comes up with a steal. Pass in front for Petersma. Kind of fanned on the shot. Thomas at the point. He fires, stopped by Daubertine, and he takes section to some traffic in front, and we're going to get the first penalty of this contest here. Maybe Carson French with that giant shove. We'll see who they decide to take.
Cavell kind of took a whack at Daubertine that went a little bit unnoticed. You're here right back at the point. Thomas, that great shot from the blue line. You'll see a whack on the pads right there, and that's what they didn't like about Cavell. We'll get a side angle view on that right there, that whack on the pads. It looks pretty harmless, but at the end of the day, they're going to get nabbed for it.
Little love tap. Both Petio and French were all over him too, and they actually are going to get Cavell as well. So even up here, we're going to stay 5-on-5.
I don't mind that at all. I mean, was the overreaction from Daysland to penalty? Absolutely, but Cavell as well. Probably don't be giving goalies whacks on the pads when they have it covered.
Yeah, establish that early, at least, as the mindset of the officials also. So we remain at even strength. Lejmadier, soft wrister. Klett took it down in front. 2 saves by Daubertine up tight. Spinning away there is Eriksson from McRae, and now Lightning will chip it up. Lejmadier whacks it back to Eriksson. D to Tribble. Harrison Tribble forward for Jacobson, who just gets it over the line. Late Lightning, man in front. Lamb couldn't handle the pass, a little bit behind him. Harrison Tribble. Carstairs, Alberta, 29 years old, back playing defense for Daysland here. Dumped in, Swab rings it back up. Lots of time for McRae here. Jory McRae will send it into the offensive zone, and Mitch Gartner sends the breakout the other way. Bradley takes a shot. Swab catches it with the mitt.
Take another look at a few of the chances we've seen so far. Shot from the point by Lejmadier, and great job to just drop it down in the slot by Plett. See, I like that. Quickly pull up the glove. You don't need to bring the stick up that high. That's how you risk getting the play blown dead for a high sticking call. Use your glove. That's what it's there for.
Yeah, the high stick, or you whack someone in the face, and then you're sitting in the box. So
it's one thing that's always driven me crazy when I watch hockey is how many guys, like especially when there's a clearing attempt, they'll just put their stick up and wave at it. And it's, where's the positive in that? You're either going to whack someone in the face, get a penalty, or if you knock it down, you can't touch it after.
You can't play it anyway, yeah.
Use the glove or just skate back and go get it. To me, that's always been a lazy play.
Coming in here is Perpick. Dean Perpick back in the lineup here. against his opposite number, Carlson, bumping in the corner. Felice, he takes a bit of a bump there from Benefield. Carlson ahead for Mantello. Mikey Mantello takes a bump from Perpick, and we're going to get a penalty here. They're going to call Perpick for an elbow.
Bit of a size mismatch there. Perpick, I'd say he probably has about 8-9 inches almost on Mantello.
He's saying that he hit him in the shoulder. But yeah, when it is that much of a size difference, it always seems like the bigger guy is in trouble. And first power play opportunity of the game for either team, and it's Morinville with their 4-forward setup, and Pelche is the lone defenseman. Nolte down low, Granger in front, Harris is there. Puck stays out. Granger back to Nolte. Here's Granger. Goes down for Harris, back to the point for Pelche. Over to Nolte. Pelche. Wilson back to Pelche, one-touch pass over to Nolte. Maybe they're going to set up a one-timer now. Nolte, shot blocked there by Keller. Nolte recovers quickly, and Morinville back on the attack. Granger comes in, pass to Wilson, shot stopped by Daubertine.
Granger and Harris have been two offensive catalysts, and Wilson's kind of gone under the radar a little bit, but he's been a great piece on this line, getting some looks with them on the power play as well. And right there, he kind of had to just double clutch. You see right here, if he could have just one-timed that, he might have had a little bit of extra space high on that shoulder side or glove side for Daubertine. Had to double clutch, got a face-off.
Carr, as the second unit for Morinville comes out, although it's almost as dangerous as that first one.
I was just going to say, just as dangerous.
With a guy like Cole Cavell, Petersma is out there, and Zach Carr as well.
Zach Carr, 2 goals in Morinville's last game, got the player of the game nod in their Saturday nighter against Wainwright.
Long pass from Thomas, was looking for Brennan, bounces away from him, and Tribble just sends it back down. 52 seconds left on this power play for Morinville as they reset from their own end. Carr skating up, loses it to Johnson. Johnson is Bradley in front. Couldn't connect there, and back the other way come the Kings with numbers. Carr passes it across. Shot goes back in front of goal from Cavell. Thomas up top. Over there, one-timer by Petersma is off a leg and wide. Thomas. He's got Carr down low. Sends a pass all the way across. Nobody there. Thomas collects there. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Petersma. Carr. Back to Petersma. His shot tipped. It's off the post. It didn't go in. Cavell couldn't finish from in tight. Crowd buzzing here at the multiplex about that last play, and we are 5-on-5 as Thomas drives it, kicked aside by Daubertine. That one's into the netting, and we'll be able to take another look at that one.
Yeah, timely whistles. We can get a look at that mad scramble. This will be a great angle. Shot on goal. That one just goes right through the blue paint. Daubertine looked like he had it covered. Then here's that chance, and oh man, that's a great effort by Daubertine to get his paddle there, because otherwise I think that might have been a tap in.
He catches it swinging back.
Yeah, I think Daubertine actually got a pretty good piece of that as well, or at least got Cavell's stick, so a great effort from 33.
Daubertine 6 saves so far. Make it 7 now as he catches that one from the point. Well, they might not give him credit for a save there. It's hard to say.
Looked like it might have been going over the net, so no save, but yeah, Daubertine's been incredible. 6-2 are the shots, so he's been the busier compared to his counterpart Ty Swab, but Ty Swab's 2 saves were both very, very good, basically point blank in the slot.
We were speaking to the manager of the Daysland North Stars. Daubertine got a suspension in the final against Morinville, and he said that made it tough for the North Stars when you lose your #1 goaltender, and he also missed the first game of the tournament as well. Perpick fires, that one always rising over the net. Dudley over to Gartner. Mitchell Gartner moving forward here. Bit tied up there by Harris. Slobodian hounded by Lightning. McRae dumps it in. Daubertine out to play it. Rings it up here for Gartner. Mitchell Gartner looking for Lightning. Lightning dumps it down, and now Swab gets a touch. Coming around for Lamb. Tried to dump it back for Lightning. Harris was there to pick it off. He goes back to Slobodian. Long cross-ice pass looking for Granger, knocked down by Gartner. Had to be careful, Harris was lurking. Dudley. That one's easily picked off by the very tall Jesse Slobodian. Petio has it go off his stick, and French will help his mate out by dumping it off the glass back down the ice. Thomas, hounded by effort, but he manages to elude him. Peltier, backhanded around the boards for Wilson, who pops it high. Didn't hit any of those beams here at the multiplex and goes down for icing.
It not only did it avoid like 4 or 5 beams, but it avoided a massive vent as well. All right.
I wonder how many pucks
rinks,
are in
right?
that vent.
Probably a lot. I mean, still. Yeah, you're right. It's like an open-ended vent.
Offensive zone face-off for Daysland here. Thomas plays it back behind the net for his defense partner, and away come the Kings here. Although Felice is bothered, and he loses the puck, but only briefly, and we're going to get a hooking call here, I think, against Daysland. A tripping, pardon me. And it's going to be Zimmer.
Good job by Felice to just kind of keep his feet moving there as well, even though he was getting kind of wrapped up by a pair of North Stars. And that'll be a second power play look here from Morinville. And they didn't get a goal in their first one, but I was pretty impressed with what I saw. Some crisp puck movement, some pucks getting to some high danger areas as well.
Second chance for the Kings. They're going to start with their second unit here. Peltier, the lone defenseman. Nolte, Brennan. Sends it across. Petersma and Cavell, the other two forwards on this man advantage unit for Morinville. Back to Nolte at the point. Stops it with his skates and then goes back down low to Cavell behind the net. One more for Petersma. Back to Peltier. Lane opens up. Here's a rebound, and all over Daubertine there is, I can't see who that is, but it's a Morinville King player.
Cavell.
Cavell just absolutely ran Daubertine, who has lost his mask and now holding his knee as well. Daubertine in all sorts of discomfort here, and man, oh man, you hope that he's not injured too badly. Here it is again. Oh, he just kind of falls on him at the end.
Yeah,
that leg twists underneath.
Like there was some contact initiated in there by Tribble as well. This will be a good look at it.
Yeah, it's just him falling. Tribble kind of pushes him into Daubertine, who...
It looked dirtier than I think Cavell ever intended, because it was just kind of him falling back. Daubertine is in a ton of pain right now. And it looks like it's his left knee.
Yeah, it got kind of rolled up on there, and I said, man, oh man, you hope he's not hurt too bad. But at the Daysland bench, I believe that's Andy Sinclair, who's got the mask on and the gloves. He's going to come out and at least stretch just in case Daubertine can't continue. Trainer for Daysland, well, they don't really have one listed, but there's a Daysland guy out there helping out Daubertine, trying the movement. There's Andy Sinclair. Played earlier in this tournament. He actually started for Daubertine in the game against Hillmond and wound up with a shutout against the Hitmen. So
yeah, so it looks like we are going to have to get Sinclair in the game. Or, I mean, Daubertine had to get help to his feet there.
He's trying the knee out. Last game of the year, he's just shook his head there. I don't know if that means that he's...
Yeah, is he saying, no, I can't play, or no,
I'm fine?
Looks like it's a no, I'm fine. So Daubertine's going to stay in. Sinclair put on his gear. Turns out he won't need it. Cavell will sit for 2, I believe.
Yeah, someone's in the Morinville penalty box, and it is kind of an unfortunate penalty for Cavell. He didn't have a lot to do with it, but...
I mean, he was going to the crease, and we talked about this in an earlier broadcast. You do need to be careful when you're going to the crease and that's your direction. Like, it is your responsibility, but I don't think Cavell ever intended to blow at a guy's knee.
No, so we're going to play 4-on-4 for 134. And then it will be a very brief power play for Daysland. So goaltender interference, the call against Cole Cavell. And we are going to play a little 4-on-4 here. Daubertine still bending that knee, stretching it out as we get back underway here.
4-on-4 now, and then it'll be a brief power play at the end of it for about 25 seconds.
Open ice here for Wilson. Wilson shot blocked by Dudley. Wilson able to collect his own rebound there. Still has it. Wilson fires. Daubertine blockers it aside. Be interesting to watch Daubertine as he goes down to the butterfly, how quickly he gets back up, and if he's able to push off that leg as well when he needs to.
Oh, see, he's signaling to the bench. He says he can't. They're going to need to get a whistle here, I think. Daubertine motioning to the bench.
Yeah, just fire it into the crowd or something here. Yeah, he's not even putting any weight on that one leg anymore.
He needs to just yell at the ref and get a whistle here.
Yeah. He could almost just drop down. Maybe he'd get that call.
Yeah,
here comes Carr across. And yeah, he's...
Yeah, you can tell he's not moving okay.
And they're going to just ice it.
Daubertine's going to be done here. Sinclair's going to put on the gear. So that's an unfortunate turn of events here for Daysland. And just that knee, he tried his best to hold out. And you can see right now, we'll get another look at him skating off the ice. He just can barely put any sort of weight on there. The good news for Daysland, if you want to try to look at a positive side of this, Sinclair is very good, and he had a shutout in his only appearance so far in this tournament. But Daubertine being helped off the ice. And now it'll be Sinclair's crease here for Daysland.
Not sure Andy Sinclair was thinking he was going to ever see the ice in this game, but here we are. Tough situation to be thrown into, a gold medal game, and you have to all of a sudden be the man between the pipes. And I guess maybe fortunately for him, it is still pretty early in the first period, so he'll have some time to settle in, and he should be, well, not super warm anymore from warm-up, but not ice cold after a couple of periods either.
You'd rather have him come in at this point than with a minute to go in the second period or something like that.
Exactly. Effort hit that one with a high stick, so that's going to come back the other way. Andy Sinclair only played a couple of games during the regular season for Daysland. The other goalie listed on their roster is Joey DeRosier, and that's why Daubertine doesn't have a name bar on the back, because he and DeRosier share the number 33 jersey.
And I believe DeRosier was actually in the stands, because I saw the coaching staff motioning to someone standing on the bridge to come down, come down. So I wonder if we might actually see DeRosier on the bench here at some point.
Thomas will backhand that one at Sinclair, who pokes it away. Would you be able to use someone with the same number jersey, though, on the game sheet?
I would imagine you could. But yeah, actually, you never know.
That one hits the linesman and bounces away. Effort. Daysland, a little mini power play here. Only for about 10 more seconds, though. As they battle in front of the penalty box, and Zimmer has it now. Zimmer bumped up by Lejmadier. Gartner ahead, tipped in by Keller, and we are back at even strength here. 5-on-5. 6:05 to play in this opening period. Still awaiting the game's first goal. Petio takes down Mantello, but he's going to get a penalty. Felice comes in. Shot, scores! Matthew Felice fooled Sinclair to the blocker side, and it's 1-0 for the Kings.
We'll get a couple of looks at this shot by Felice. A huge goal. You can see he walks in, delayed penalty. I think it actually might have gotten a piece of the defender backing in there, because Andy Sinclair looked really fooled at the general angle of where that puck was going. We'll take another look at it here.
Did it hit Gardner's stick? Maybe the
I think so, because you could just kind of tell Sinclair didn't get a clean read on it. He kind of motioned once closer to his body with his blocker and then quickly realized he had to extend out further.
So 1-0 for Morinville, and they're going to have a power play here. And
there was another penalty on the play, so Petio is still going to sit for cross-checking, actually. So Morinville has a quick chance here to jump up 2-0.
Was some extracurricular as well. Harris will dump that one, looking for Wilson. Kept in at the line here by Nolte. Harris, Granger, Nolte. That one's going to get out. Maybe Johnson Could skate away with it, but Nolte does well to tie him up. Nolte, Granger. Nolte, cross to Pelche. Here's Wilson, trying to go across for Granger. Couldn't find him. Nolte, Pelche. Pelche to Wilson, back to Pelche. His wrister, stopped by Sinclair. Loose puck. Granger in front, stopped by Sinclair, and he'll jump on that.
First save of the game there for Sinclair, and as this gets going on, you know it'll feel good for him to start getting a little warm. We'll get another piece. That's what got Petio an elbowing penalty, and that was the delayed call actually. Then it was after the goal, Petio got a cross-checking penalty. So if you're keeping score at home, that's how the penalties have kind of laid out here.
$1.09 to go on this Petio penalty. Morinville will bring out Brennan, Petersma, and Cavell with Carr and Thomas on the points. Thomas fires, but his stick betrayed him there, exploding in half. Brennan behind. Cavell will drop it off. No, he won't. Thought about it. There's a stick piece in the way still. Carr walking in, tipped down low. Gartner battling with Brennan. Petersma in to help out his Kings teammate. Here's Carr. Carr steps into one. Sinclair got a piece and able to clear of the Stars, and here comes Foster. His shot kicked aside by Swab. Petersma. Brennan. Brennan will hold up, tried to get it back to the point. Effort stole it and just got it over the line. Thomas couldn't hold it. 15 seconds left in the penalty to Petio, and the Kings are going to have to start from their own end. Carlson chips it forward for Carr all the way down and just give away to Tribble, and we are back to even strength one more time. Petio out of the box. Just got a touch to it. He'll head off. Deneziuk. Keller bothering him. Keller comes up with it, trying to move in. His shot was partially blocked. Gartner from a sharp angle goes out to the other side. Dudley down low. Deneziuk back down into the corner. Efforts there, threw it in front. Dudley, his shot tipped in front. Effort was able to get it into Swab, and then the whistle blows there.
Take a peek at a couple of nice saves here on either end. Andy Sinclair coming in to relieve the injured Dauberthien at the other end, but Ty Swab, he stood tall. A nice kick save on that chance, and then this one here, I'm not even sure how this kind of got caught up in him. It was never in him. It was actually in the two defensemen battling in front.
Deneziuk around. It's kept in, though, by Dudley. Pass in front. He was looking for Perpick. Perpick. Benefield. Blocked by Deneziuk, and then Swab jumps on top of it.
Deneziuk blocking a Benefield shot, and Benefield has an absolute rocket, but just turning, kind of covering as much area as he can there, and making the save was Ty Swab.
3:10 to go in the opening frame. 1-0 for the Kings. Shots 10-5 for Morinville. Perpick and Harris on the draw. One by Morinville, and Harris will collect it. Go backhand flip pass to Granger, who battles with Gartner. Both guys go down. Harris shoots, blocked by Dudley, and Harris will continue on here. Back to Lejmadier at the point. Try to bounce it off the wall here. Hooking it around there. Good play is Carr, and it's going to be another penalty against Daysland. So some discipline issues creeping into the Stars game here. Gartner is going to go off for a trip.
Yeah, pretty easy to call that one in front. Guide the puck on his stick, and Gardner swept his feet out from under him. This is going to be the fourth power play opportunity for Morinville. They're 0 for 3 thus far. Now, they did score with the delayed penalty, but that doesn't count towards your percentage. So last thing you want to do, 0 for 4 in the first period. You'll be sitting in the room kind of kicking yourself, wishing you could have extended this lead with one of these man advantages.
Pelche holding on to it, finds Nolte. Nolte and Pelche will switch up, setting up one-timer possibilities. Passes off of Granger's skate, will go all the way down for Swab. Leaves it for Nolte, gives it away here. Opportunity and tight for Lamb. Just couldn't get a lot of mustard on that one. Scary moment there in the Kings' end. Granger. He's bumped by Jacobson. Baseline penalty kill, hemming the Kings in their own end for now. Jacobson bumps Nolte now. Trying to get some life in the Stars bench. Johnson takes it away. Moving forward, and it's going to be a high stick or something against Morinville. Here's a shot for Petio. Kicked aside by Swab. Petio spins away, shoots, tipped in front, and Swab somehow has that one.
Swab's not even sure where that one is. He scrambles and falls on his behind to keep it out. It's not going to be a high stick. It's actually going to be an elbow going to Morinville right now. But either way, it's going to be 4-on-4 for the next minute of play here, and then Daysland will get their second crack with the power play.
The first one was only about 25 seconds. This one will be about a minute. Might be broken up over 2 periods though. So Nolte with the elbow. Yeah, I just saw Jacobson's head snap back there and assumed something hit him up high. And it was, a pretty blatant elbow swing there by Nolte. Seems a silly penalty to take, but
guys are smart now too. Even if the elbow is not hard or the high stick isn't hard, as soon as something's up by your face, and it is a natural reaction too. Something comes up to your head you're not expecting, you just kind of snap it back.
Exactly. Got to protect the moneymaker, Tyler.
Absolutely.
That one goes all the way down for icing as we are playing 4-on-4.
1:35 to go. Good time to mention that in the first intermission, we'll take about a quick minute break, and then I'll be joined by Scott Walker, Town of Wainwright Recreation Director. Say that 10 times fast. Wainwright Recreation Director. He'll join me up in the booth. We'll chat a little bit about how the tournament's gone on and just a little bit about hockey in Wainwright as well.
Looking forward to that. Bradley, Foster trying to charge in, but Petersma got a stick on that. Bradley has it once again. 30 seconds left on 4-on-4 in front. 2-on-1 developing here. Petersma for Cavell. Cavell has speed coming in. Cavell couldn't finish on the backhand. Tribble did just enough to bother him and force him that way. Final minute of play in the first period. 12 seconds now on the Daysland penalty, and then they will have a power play. Here comes Bradley. Bradley spinning away, trying to drop it off there for someone. Stars were changing though. Back comes Felice. Felice towards the net. Sinclair steers that to the sideboards. Felice just hacks it back down low. 30 seconds left in the opening period. Moving forward here is Benefield, ringing it around. Stopped behind the net by Swab. His backhander will be moved along the way and just iced down by Morinville with 13 seconds to go in the frame. As we know, there is plenty of time still left to score.
We've seen that a few times in this tournament, including the bronze medal game where Lethbridge won it with no time on the clock.
Benefield fired one that Swab just tipped into his glove, and we have 0.8 of a second left on the clock. So basically just enough time to drop the puck, and if you're Daysland, try to just shoot it right off the draw.
So I thought maybe the officials waited an extra second or so because they might have thought the horn was just going to sound. Honestly, I think by the time they could have blown it dead with the puck in Swab's glove, there might have even been 1.92 seconds left.
Keller will go out of the faceoff, and he's actually going to put Gartner in, just the same-sided shot, who tried to push it forward, and all Harris had to do was just drop to his knees to block it, and then the two converge in the corner.
Harris wasn't happy that there was a bit of a cross-check there. Let's take a look at that chance from Cole Cavell. Look at the speed burning inside, and I don't think Cavell was happy that the defenseman lost his stick, but I don't think that really impeded him too much. He just kind of lost the handle on a rolling puck, and here you'll get a great angle. Look at that separation right there. And then the defenseman kind of draped on him on the back. I don't think there was enough for a penalty there. I think that was just kind of good physical defense, but regardless, that's where we sit, 1-0 after 20.
Morinville Kings in front, looking to win a provincial championship. Daysland looking to get back in the medal standings here. They finished 4th last year after losing to Nanton in the bronze medal match. We'll step aside for just a minute, and then Tyler will have an interview, so we're looking forward to that. Stay tuned. You're watching an ICU Video Productions procast of the Hockey Alberta Senior AA Provincials from Wainwright.
Welcome back into the Peace Memorial Multiplex here in Wainwright, Alberta, and I'm joined up in the booth by Scott Walker, Town of Wainwright Recreation Director. Scott, thanks for giving me a little bit of time today, and just start with the event as a whole. How have things kind of gone on here in Wainwright, and how has kind of the perception been?
Yeah, we're really proud to have this event here. It's gone really well. We can't thank Josh Copeland and his team here enough for everything they do, everything they've put on. We got a good, no rustlers in the game this afternoon, but we still got a good crowd here. The community rallies around it, and that's one thing we're so proud of here is our community, no matter what, they come here and they support us all the time.
Second time in 3 years, correct? That you guys have hosted this. So was it maybe a little bit easier this second time around? Some lessons learned from the first time?
Oh, absolutely. Every time, we're learning, and that's, the good thing about, the tournament committees and my staff and everyone. We're always learning, always wanting it to be better, right? We got a nice facility, but we always want to make sure, see what we can do to make it better.
Yeah, it's a fantastic facility. Now, you guys were doing a little bit of charity work as well here, raising some money for kids sport. Why did you choose kids sport, and how nice was it to kind of help out the community as well when you host an event like this?
Yeah, you know what? It's just it's an organization that I sort of chair here in town, sort of goes along with my rec director job. So, Josh was looking for another sort of event to do during the games. We thought, why don't we do a puck toss? And so we did puck toss for every Rustler game, all three. We're hoping for a fourth today, but three, and we raised over $1,000 for, to help local kids get into sports, get into this facility and use it. And so we're pretty proud of that.
Yeah, you can't get much better than that, raising some money for a good cause. This event aside, the Wainwright community and their love for hockey, that's something that runs deep, whether it's the Rustlers or the Bisons or, like you said, the kids sport and the youth levels here. But it really is a great hockey community.
Yeah, it really is. And, the support we get, our volunteerism here in Wainwright is just second to none. They love their sports. They love their hockey. We just had a Pee-wee team in Provincials here in Edmonton that just lost out, unfortunately, in the semifinals this morning. But, they got to play into, the end of March, start of April. So it's pretty good for them, too. So, yeah, from 10 years old up till the senior age, we love our hockey and we love our sports and community, and we support it. So we're really proud of that.
Scott Walker, Town of Wainwright Recreation Director. Scott,
thank you very much for having me. Yes.
It was a fantastic event this weekend here in Wainwright. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, second period action. It's Daysland and Morinville in the gold medal game.
Meet Wainwright, a place of possibilities where the meaning of life lies in the details. Small fences when you need to borrow something from the neighbor.
Hey, good morning, Michelle. Hi, Sonia.
Where everyone knows your name. And there's no rest for the active in Wainwright.
Puck!
Did you say duck?
The way we roll might surprise you. They're tough as nails, family fierce, enduring. Freedom on hooves. They are a symbol of us. Oh, and we've learned you never try to milk a buffalo. Yup, dog runs away for 3 days kinda big. Good luck finding a corner when you leave town. We stand on guard for love of country. A place where saying hello is mandatory. A handshake is your word, and looking each other in the eye means something. The steering wheel hand wave. When we wave, unlike the big city, we use all our fingers. Early morning road warrior, urban style. And yeah, we have everything that you need. We're one big family. You might say we save each other's bacon when things get tough. The dirt on Wainwright? Life is grounded in what really matters, an honest day's work, service to community and country. You see, life is what we make of it, whether it's agricultural processing, oil and gas services, or heavy metal. We believe less is actually more, because we're one of the most affordable and cost-friendly communities in Alberta. Meet Mr. Wainwright. Big as imagination in a family-first town.
Okay, see you in 2.
I'll see you in 2.
Yeah, I'll be there in a couple.
To work, to the arena, to the event. Everywhere in 2 minutes. This is our second nature, soulful. Make Wainwright your home. Roam to your heart's content.
fly so high,
I still know a place where simple pleasures are so beautiful, where big skies and endless spaces inspire, where freedom still feels real. This place is where rural Alberta pride rises and shines with the fist of will, and where there's heart in the fight to overcome what might stand in our way. I still know a place where every minute feels alive, like we're staring into the soul of things, where connection to land and place and people gives life meaning and has us feeling like we belong, where we appreciate the faces of possibilities, the makers, growers and tinkerers, crafters and imagineers, those who have the infectiousness of belief. This place is Wainwright. Life is what you make of it. Make it here.
Welcome back inside the Peace Memorial Multiplex here in Wainwright, Alberta. It's the gold medal game of the Hockey Alberta Senior AA Provincials. The Morinville Kings have a 1-0 lead on the Daysland North Stars. After 20 minutes, this is an ICU Video Productions ProCast, and we're seeing some of the fine work done by these gentlemen who put together the camera shots and replays here for us as we take a look back at the first 20, Tyler.
Yeah, and it was a fairly entertaining first 20, a few chances on either side, and we had to see some good saves from 3 different goalies, as of course, unfortunately, Connor Dauberthien on the Daysland end had to leave the game, forced out with a knee injury. Saw one of his saves right there. Here's one of the looks from Benefield. That shot blocked in front. What a job selling out in front of one of the tournament's leading goal scorers. I believe Benefield's hit second in both goals and points after Carson Bolduc notched one in the bronze medal game. And then still with Dauberthien in net, that long shot, and that's actually the play that took Dauberthien out. Cavell kind of falling on that knee awkwardly. Dauberthien tried to play through it. He went out for a couple more, but there's just nothing he could do. He noticed about 30 seconds into play that he wasn't going to be able to make it. Ty Swab on the other end was looking pretty sharp throughout the game. Then here's another chance for Cavell. He's been buzzing in these last couple of games, probably one of Morinville's best players, if not their best player, and right there just couldn't quite complete the toe drag and flip to the backhand. And then we'll get a look at the one goal as Matt Felice stepping over the line and just firing one that fooled Andy Sinclair, the new tender for Daysland. And actually what I think happened was, I think he hit a defenseman's stick in front, and that was kind of what threw it off for Sinclair. But regardless, Morinville will take it. They're up 1-0, and not only are they up 1-0, they got a power play to start this period. Oh, no, sorry, they have to kill a penalty to start this period.
They do, but it's only 15 seconds. They've pretty much done all the work so far. Just waiting for the clock to hit 0, and then it resets to 20 as we get ready for period number 2 of this Hockey Alberta Senior AA Provincial Final. Foster heading the other way for Daysland. Bumped off the puck. Carlson picked it up. In front was number 7 for Daysland. That's Adam Johnson, but he couldn't convert. We are now even up as Nolte steps out of the box. Erickson just threw it all the way off the boards, and they say that Carlson could have probably played it, so they wave off icing. McLeese trying to chase this one down, chips it down low to Johnson. Foster's there, stopped by Swab, puck is loose, and he jumps on top of it.
Swab having a lunge across the crease right there, and you'll get a good look at that Puck just kind of sputtering there in the blue paint, and a good job by Swab to not take any chances, using every body part he could to get on top of that puck.
Shots 11-9 in favor of the Kings. 10-5 at one point, so Daysland has done pretty well to get a little bit more pressure on than they had before here. Perpick, Benefield, and McLeese out there now for Daysland. Benefield can play either the point or forward. He's a forward here today, as Dudley and Gartner are the defensemen. Meanwhile, on the Kings side, Zach Carr will take the face-off. He's out there with Petersma and Cavell. Peltier and Slobodian are the defensemen.
We have an official chatting at the Morinville bench. I'm not 100% sure what they're kind of discussing here.
I wonder if they're just maybe telling them to knock off some of the post-whistle stuff. Seems like a pretty good conversation here. Wayne Gatza, the head coach of the Morinville Kings.
We mentioned that both these teams had to battle to get to the gold medal game. Well, so did the officials, Grace, and of course, they were kind of graded as the tournament went on, and the best sets were given the bronze and gold medal games, respectively.
McLeese fires from the point. That one goes wide. Benefield threw it on goal, blocked by Carr. He's battling with Perpick. Perpick a little bit bigger than Carr. Wins out strength-wise, but the puck goes to the other side. Benefield now at the blue line. Down low. McLeese all the way across for Dudley. Dudley fires, looking for a tip, didn't find one. McLeese holds the line on the other side. Perpick down low. That was a late hit as Carr just followed through on McLeese there. And Carr in disbelief here, can't believe what's happened to him. McLeese is still down, a little slow to get up here.
Carr's bleeding as well. As
Maybe
he goes
a
to the
stick caught
bench.
him or something.
I think a stick kind of might have got him up high as he laid that hit. McLeese is very slow to get up, and he's going to go to the bench, and
he's going to go right down the hallway, at least for a little while. So now we're going to sort out the penalties here. 5-on-4 on the ice, so looks like Daysland is going to get a power play. Their third of the game, of course, one of them was, well, actually both of them have been either interrupted or started short. Daysland has sent another player, or sorry, Morinville sends another player to the box here.
Yeah, so I'm actually wondering if it's not a 2 and a 10. Carr is really bloodied up in the box, though.
Thomas takes it around his net and just fires it down to start this Daysland power play. Here's the official call.
2 minutes for checking to the head.
Well, it's a hit to the head, that's why it's a 2 and a 10.
18:45.
Morinville with that aggressive penalty kill, though, not allowing Daysland to really get set up or break in at all. Benefield can maybe weasel his way in. He's good. Zimmer tracks it down. Effort and Gartner out there. Keller in front. This is Effort. Gartner throws it towards the goal. It hit a leg and went the other way. This one's fired all the way down by the Kings with 1:03 left on this power play for Daysland. Benefield collects from Sinclair. Riley Benefield from Wainwright. Tribble now. Just going back behind his net, waiting for his mates to organize, and now they move up ice. Battling there was number 9, Bradley. He got it over, and we're going to have a penalty against Daysland. So they have yet to have a full actual 2-minute power play here.
Yeah.
All three of them have been either broken up or started late.
This will bump their percentage down to 0 for 3, so sitting at a firm 0%, Grace, and then we'll play 4-on-4 for just 34 seconds, and then Morinville will actually get a decent chunk of time here with the man advantage once their players out of the box, whoever's serving the 2 minutes for Carr.
So it's Adam Johnson getting the penalty. Played with the Fort McMurray Oil Barons in the AJHL and went to school at Augustana College and for University of Alberta at Augustana in Camrose, pardon me. Lamb. That one Swab had a little bit of trouble with, but at the end of the day, he manages to keep it out of the net, and that's goal number 1.
He did. He bobbled it a little bit. It didn't look like a very comfortable stop, and then it seemed like he was kind of looking around to see where it was. Swab's done the shoulder check a couple of times here in this game.
11-10, the shots on goal, favoring the Kings, and they may get a few more here as they get set to start a power play. That was a weird one. Took a bounce out front. Carlson shoots, blockered away by Sinclair. Carlson will just keep it in, and the Kings are on the power play. Sinclair makes a glove save.
The one difference you'll notice between Sinclair and Dauberthien is just the size in net. You can see how much room Sinclair takes up, and then he does that little athletic hop back up. He's a bit of a bigger goalie, but that doesn't mean he's doesn't have that athleticism. The only difference is when his pads are down on the ice, you're pretty much not scoring low on him.
Granger, Thomas, over to Nolte. Had it taken away by McLeese, who is back on the ice. That's good to see. All the way down, and Perpick charging hard, but Thomas takes a smart route to evade him. Granger back the other way, drops it off for Wilson. Wilson back to Thomas. Thomas into the slot, shoots, he scores! Jordan Thomas, and it's 2-0 Kings.
First power play goal of the game, second goal of the tournament for Thomas. We talked about just what a smooth defenseman he is, and look at that. Pulls it back, snaps off that wrister, and the water bottle did a little bit of a jump as well. Thomas picked his corner wonderfully there from the top of the circles.
Not sure how much of this Sinclair actually saw. Yeah, he
I
has
don't think
no
he saw
idea.
any of it. Great job getting traffic in front of big number 29.
So it's 2-0 Morinville here. Daysland needs to get going now. That one's hammered around. Cavell will stop it. French down low. French at the line still keeps it in, going down for effort. Keller. Petersma had it in his skates. Keller trying to get by his man there, can't do it. Petio missed the kick, so French recovers. Effort. Tyler Effort. Sorry, Scott Effort, pardon me. Down low to Tyler Keller. That's where my confusion was, and it's right in the glove of Swab.
Nice glove hand save there by Swab, and didn't have to move too much for it either. Playing front, shot from a bit of a bad angle, and Swab just flashes it and holds it there for everyone to see. 15:25 to go here in the period, and Morinville up 2-0, but you know what? This Daysland team is good enough. They can get 2 goals in one shift, never mind 35 minutes of hockey.
We watched them score 7 against Hillmont, and then they put 7 more up in their next game as well. So there is offense on this Daysland squad.
Be sure to pick up your tickets and support Rustlers hockey.
Bradley over for Tribble. Kicked up by Foster. He's tripped up, but no worse for wear. Foster tried a shot. It was blocked, and Carlson just wrung it around. Johnson trying to chip it down low for Foster. He gets to him. Foster has it in his glove. Cuts out front. Puck is loose. Johnson couldn't get it on net. It was blocked before it got there. Erickson coming in. Shot tipped. Swab has that one. Off his pad, and he was able to cover up in time. Now some extracurriculars. I think they're going to take one from each side here.
While they sort that out, here's that chance. Johnson just saw the puck squirting out quickly, hustled over to it, but didn't quite have enough time to pick his corner. He shot it over the net, and then right there, Swab denies it, and why not? Some more pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Again, these two teams are probably just sick of each other by now, having played during the regular season and in the playoffs, and now here in the final of the Senior AA Provincial Tournament. So it will be 5-on-5 here. Both teams have a guy going to the box. It's Tim Nolte. There's a smile on his face as he heads to the sin bin. Some chirping going back and forth here. You can see 2 and a 10 there earlier for Carr. He's having a chit chat with the Daysland player in the box. Shot from Foster is fought off by Swab. Sorry, Lane Lightning now. Thomas trying to spring his man. Thomas though gets it back. Thomas shoots off a leg and into the netting.
So some 10-minute misconducts being handed out there as well on top of the 2 minutes. So everyone in the box there will sit for 12.
Get comfy, boys.
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea here. If things are going to start to get a little bit wacky like that, start handing out 10s.
That's the best way to curb it. Sometimes guys don't really care if they sit off for 2 minutes because you usually don't even miss a shift. 2 minutes is how long you would have been sitting on the bench anyways. When you start giving out the 10s and it's like, oh boy, now I got to miss half this period, that's usually what gets guys to stay away from the rough stuff.
Thomas without his stick here. Maybe the Stars can take advantage. Tackled from behind there's Mantello. Cavell now. Cavell walking in. Good play there by Dudley. Puck loose, Mantello! He thought about it way too long and then fired it into the sun.
Firing it into the sun is correct. He thing must have rolled on him or something because that was not even close. And there's some action in the Morinville end, a collision a bit, but yeah, maybe for Montello just walk in and snap that one. Sinclair's a big goalie. The more time you give him to get set, the more time he has to just come over and take up a bunch of the net, which he's fully capable of.
And you're taking away your angle as well.
That too.
Benefield just softly dumps it around, looking for Perpick up against Carlson. Two big bodies collide at the end boards. Benefield broke up that pass, and McLeese will collect. McLeese over to French. Carson French, Eckville, Alberta. Goes cross ice with that dump. Could be icing, but Carlson is there in time. McLeese battling with Harris. McLeese came away with it, but only briefly. Harris turns away from Benefield, who is lining in up, and there's one off the beams here at the multiplex.
Couldn't get it to avoid the beams like we saw earlier, 13:08 to go and you get a good shot at just how many beams they have to avoid and the
There's some
vents
heaters
and all
as well. Those are over the crowd though, so if you hit one of those, you've already done something wrong. 13:08 to go, shots tied at 14 apiece. Face off is to the right of Ty Swab. That's won by the Kings, and Thomas has it behind his own goal. Going to see a lot of Jordan Thomas here, one of the big defensemen for Morinville.
Slick puck mover.
Keller keeps it in. Deneziuk getting a shift here. We'll flip that one into the stands. One's down there for a souvenir if you want to go get it, Tyler.
No, I think that kid might have me beat it.
There's a couple of
He's
kids
hustling.
going.
Oh, there's a couple now. They're racing. Face off inside the Morinville zone here. Daysland starting to put on a little bit of pressure, but shot clock evened up 14-14. It has been a pretty evenly played game at even strength.
Petersma, bumped by Foster. Johnson trying to win the puck as well. Here's Foster. It's going to be a glove pass. That's how Foster was able to get so wide open. It was batted forward with the hand, and it'll come outside the zone, the faceoff will.
One thing that's kind of surprised me here so far this evening, Riley Benefield. Have you noticed a grade A look from Benefield?
No, not yet.
Every other game this tournament, it's been 2 or 3 a period. And so far we've played, 28 minutes here, and Benefield hasn't really had that one chance that really made you kind of open your eyes a bit.
Yeah, he's usually got the wheels to open things up and brings you to the edge of your seat in anticipation. Not so far here this afternoon. Morinville doing a pretty good job. And he's playing forward now too, which is another thing.
Yeah.
That puck's poked away. Deneziuk will move it for Plett. Tried to tip it forward, Dudley. Now here's Jacobson. Jacobson back behind the net. Plett is there. Benefield is too. Thomas up the boards, read by Gartner in front. Benefield was looking for a tip, couldn't get it. Lamb tried to pass out in front as well, where Benefield is set up shop. Deneziuk has to hurry here. Jacobson all over him. Lamb comes in as well. Harris battling as Plett gets it out. Petio recovers, waiting for teammates to get on side before moving in. Petio fires. It's into the King's crest of Ty Swab.
Get another look at that chance here from our corner cannon. Petio, a nice toe drag, trying to use the defender as a bit of a screen, but luckily for Morinville, Ty Swab read it the entire way in and was able to hold on.
15-14 now. The shots on goal actually favoring Daysland. So they've been able to at least put on some pressure now. Peltier gains the blue line, shoots. Sinclair shoulders it to the side. Petio fighting off his man. Perpick chips it for Benefield, just out of his reach. Lejmadier was there. Tried to send it the other way. Now he does. Perpick picks it off. Perpick, French. French lets it fly. Tipped in front. Benefield just wide.
Nice deflection there by Benefield. Just needed to get a little more of it.
McLeese will hack that one back down low. Lejmadier goes the other way, and while Daysland changes, Morinville has a chance to clear the zone. Perpick runs over his man. Back the other way comes Keller. Keller driving wide, bumped off the puck, but he sticks with it. Tribble in the skates, gets it out. Here's Effort. Tribble towards the net, tipped by Zimmer. Wide, Erickson trying to go down low here. It'll go behind the net. Lejmadier picks it up, and that one actually hit the stick there of Mantello, and it's going to go all the way down for icing.
Halfway through this middle frame here, and we'll get another look at that save from Swab. Just a nice wrister from the point, and like I said, Benefield got a little bit of it, but probably needed to get a little bit more and deflect it upstairs if he wanted to beat Swab, who was out to the top of his crease and had the bottom portion of the net covered up pretty well.
Good look at the fans here at the multiplex. Decent crowd on hand. There's a shot from Zimmer, blocked in front. Effort back to Keller. There's Zimmer battling hard along the boards. 4 people in there. Keller thought it popped loose, and now he swings it out. Wilson gets it by Erickson and out to neutral ice. Chasing this is Granger. Granger has it. Waits up, looking for Wilson. Held by Zimmer, and Colin Zimmer is going to head to the box.
Fires one down the ice for good measure. A frustrated Colin Zimmer heads back to the penalty box.
Colin Zimmer, 31 years old, from Camrose. Played in the AJHL for the Bonnyville Pontiacs. And Tyler also for the Fort Saskatchewan Traders. Remember Fort Saskatchewan in the AJ? It's going back a few years.
That was before my time with the league. Just a little bit.
Just a smidgen. This one shot forward here, and racing onto it is Johnson, but Thomas gets there first. Peltier. Power play here for Morinville. Can they make it a 3-goal lead? Mantello, his shot, he scores! Mantello makes it 3-zip right on cue. Mikey Mantello led the team in scoring during the regular season. He's on the board in the provincial final. Little snapshot going far side, and again, I don't think Sinclair saw it at all.
I don't think he did either. Morinville's doing a great job getting to the lanes here, and credit to Montello as well. Watch the way he circles around the top here and completely reads the traffic so well. He knew exactly where he had to put that puck in order for Sinclair to not be able to see it at all, and you see a frustrated Sinclair kind of wave his hands in the air. There's nothing he can do there. It was a perfect screen and perfect execution by Mantello to read it.
Yeah, Sinclair didn't have a clue. Maybe a little deep in his net, though. About middle of the crease there. Unfortunately for him, he's a big guy. Wasn't big enough, though, to stop that one. And the Kings have a 3-0 edge here. Lamb. Forward now for Jacobson. Daysland really has to turn things on now. They can't let this one get any further out of hand here. Lightning bumps his man, and he loses his helmet, so he's got to go off the ice. That's number 7, Lejmadier. Petio just fires it back down, tipped by Jacobson, no, it was missed. Jacobson arguing with the linesman. I thought he tipped it, but the linesmen are a lot closer than I am too, so Jacobson arguing. There's a look at Jordan Daneziak, Edmonton, Alberta. Played with the North Edmonton Red Wings Junior B team, and as you've seen, there's quite a few members who've played on that North Edmonton squad on this Morinville team, just heading north of the city to continue their hockey careers at a senior AA level.
Yeah, this Morinville team littered with Edmonton products. A lot of those guys went around, whether it was the Hawks or the Red Wings, playing in those teams. Now they come here, and it's a good, talented team. And the age of this team is lower than the average age of a lot of teams we see at the senior AA men's level. It is a lot of guys who are fresh out of their time in the ACAC or fresh out of their time maybe going to school, taking a few years off, but all of them wanted to get back into hockey. And we'll talk about that in the senior AA program with Rob Boutin. He's the SaskAlta president. He'll join me in the second intermission of things of our broadcast.
There's a little toe drag and a shot. Swab the save, rebound. He stopped that too. Now all sorts of fun stuff happening as these two teams battle in tight. Some of the frustration coming out for Daysland. For if you're Morinville, there's no need to get involved with this nonsense right now. Take penalties and give the Stars a chance to get back in it.
Sounds weird to say, but you almost just don't want to let your pride or ego get in the way of you potentially winning a gold medal. A nice save by Swab, and he's just forced a turtle because there's bodies all over the place. And if you're Morinville, it's annoying. You want to fight back. You want to prove your toughness a little bit and stand up for your guys. But at the same time, if Daysland's going to keep giving you power plays, just take power plays and bury them. And we'll see if there is a power play to come out of this, because I see McLeese and Tribble both going to the box, and just Carlson's going to the box for Morinville.
This is another way that the officials can deter this type of thing happening is, you know what, we're going to take one extra guy from one side, and if you don't want to be that guy, well then don't get involved. We'll see how everything plays out here. The face-off, they are pointing down to the Daysland end, so it is going to be a power play for Morinville.
Already the 7th look with the man advantage for Morinville, and if you're Daysland, I mean, when you've had to play that much shorthanded, and not only playing shorthanded, but there's been a couple times where they've negated their own power plays with penalties, and you wonder why you maybe haven't been able to generate the offense you wanted to while you're too focused killing penalties to really get any sort of sustained pressure.
Morinville unable to make a late change there. Thomas was trying to sneak on. Lejmadier will have to stay. That one's not cleared. Granger settles it down, and there's a change. Thomas does come on now. Harris battling with Dudley. Back to the point. Peltier over to Thomas. Thomas down low for Wilson. Wilson across for Harris. Just hopped over his stick. Harris threw it in front, but it's off the skate of Dudley. He's battling there. All the Daysland players are in that corner. If it comes out, it's trouble, and it almost was as Harris had an opportunity. Peltier up top. Back for Granger. Granger down low for Wilson. Wilson will go around the circle and send it back to Granger. Granger, Peltier, a lane to let it fly, but it goes wide. Granger. Peltier again. Time and space. There's going to be a penalty in front here, and it's going to go against Kyle Harris. He just kind of whacked the stick away from Mitchell Gartner.
I was watching that whole battle in front, and Harris took maybe 4 or 5 cross checks to the back, and then Harris has to cross check Gardner. Then Dudley comes in, and Dudley cross checks Harris, so Harris has to cross check him back, and then finally it was Harris, I guess, who went a little bit too far over the line, getting a penalty, knocking the stick out of Gardner's hands, and that will negate the 7th Morinville power play. So we'll go 4-on-4 for 57 seconds, and then a minute 3 will be the advantage for Daysland.
7:18 to go in the middle stanza as well. Again, 3-0 Morinville. If Daysland could get one here before the end of the period, things will look a little bit more rosy on their side. This is Mantello. Mantello comes flying in, poked away. Foster lost it to Felice. Kings are offside, so time for French to collect, and Go back around to Petio. Petio ahead for French. Foster has it now. Nobody able really to make any rushes on this 4-on-4 action. Petio tipped that one, so it's not icing. Swab out to play it. Backhands it along the boards, looking for Felice, who will leave it there for Deneziak. Deneziak coming in. Deneziak shoots. It's off the stick of Eriksson and over the net, and back the other way. The Stars will come. Johnson and Foster. 2-on-2. Johnson just shoots, and it's an easy blocker save for Swab, and the Daysland North Stars are on the power play. Foster coming in, looking for McLeese. It's broken up there by Felice, who quickly gets off. Eriksson dropping for Perpick. Perpick down low, little touch pass, nobody home. Benefield. McLeese throws it on goal, and Swab kicks it aside. Eriksson back to the point for Gartner. Over to Benefield, now to McLeese. Benefield up top. He shoots. It's through the glove of Swab, and now it's all the way out. Gartner has to hustle. He's got Plett coming hard. Little reversal there, and it's easily picked up by Lamb, who has time the other way. Brendan Lamb skating well through neutral ice. Drops it off for Gartner. Gartner will just give it away here to Pelche, and Cavell is up with it. Cavell against Petio. Cavell gets around him, but Petio does well to guide him towards the boards, and then he gets knocked over by Jory McRae. Lightning all the way over for Lamb. They're onside here. We're back to 5-on-5. Benefield battling down low, comes away with the puck. Benefield to French. French shoots, blockered away by Swab. This one is going to go down the ice. Not enough for icing though, as Lamb collects with 4:45 to play in the second. His squad down by 3, just threw it blindly up the middle of the ice there, and Thomas will collect. Lejmadier out there with Jordan Thomas. He has a goal here this afternoon. Petersma coming in. Petersma with some room. Petersma to the backhand. He scores! Brilliant move by Petersma, and it's 4-0 for Morinville.
Not just the move, but I like this here before. Just relentless on the puck, and then a good job cutting in. And the most impressive thing to me is when guys can make those inside-out moves and keep their speed going. That's exactly what Petersma did, coming into out of the neutral zone, into the O zone, and just on that back end, opening up Sinclair a little bit. We've seen Morinville do that move a ton, and it's been working for them a lot. That little flip to the backhand and just wait for the goalie to bite on it.
Ashton Petersma has the Kings up 4-0. Things getting out of hand here for Daysland. They better figure out a way to get back in this one if they want to have any shot of a gold medal here. Official just having a chat there with Effort before dropping the puck. It's Effort with it now. Scott Effort just throws it down. Swab out to play it, rings it around, looking for Mantello. Carr backhands that one. It's off of Zimmer, and now the Stars have it once again. Dudley dumps it cross ice. Swab is able to play it and leave it for his man.
Jordan Thomas and number 7, Jordan Lodge. Time to go 4:27.
This one's cross ice here. Deneziak has it. He gets it forward. Deneziak gets it back now. Carr holds the line, drops it off for Carr. Zach Carr, little toe drag, couldn't get around Dudley. Felice back to the point. There's a shot from Pelche that's blocked. Felice gets shoved down by Eriksson. Puck is caught up underneath of him somewhere. You can see it, it's loose. Now coming away with it is Johnson. Adam Johnson trying to get around his man. It's Pelche dropping it back. Benefield shot, and it's just high and into the netting.
Seemed like it hopped up on Benefield at the last second here. A good drop pass, and he had some time to make his shot. And Ty Swab, just incredible. He takes up so much of the net, and he's so athletic. And the perfect combination was on display right there. He didn't end up having to face a shot, but he was low in his net, tracking it going into the corner. As soon as it came out to Benefield, Swab quick cut out to the top of the blue paint, and his glove hand is so good, and he also just takes up so much of the net naturally, and that's why it's so difficult to score on him.
21 saves for Swab here this afternoon. 3 to go in the second period, and the Kings lead 4-0. Neutral zone battle here, right in front of the penalty box. Tim Nolte has a good view of that. He's hanging out after getting a 10-minute misconduct. This one down on Sinclair. He's just going to hold on with Wilson on charging.
Petiot at the bench right now, just absolutely in a huge chirping session with the Morinville bench. Petiot.
Petiot still turning around and giving it to them a little bit. The linesman is like, all right, buddy, just...
Everyone wants the last word in.
Yeah. More defensive work to do here for Daysland. It's an O-zone face-off for the big line of Morinville, Harris, Wilson, and Granger. There's Maudier back down low for Harris. Harris trying to spin away here. Wilson to Granger. Granger looking for someone to cut through the slot. Wilson gets it right back. Still Wilson. Pelche at the point. Defers to Lejmadier in front for Wilson. Wilson, top of the circles now. Threw it back towards the net. Granger was tied up, couldn't get his stick on that. Rhett Dudley all the way up here for Benefield, who has McRae hounding him. Dudley gets it back. Dudley, his pass is broken up by Plett. Now McRae, bumped there by Gartner. Skating here is Keller. Benefield. Gartner. Spin move there by Gartner, and he eludes a check of McRae. Throws it down on a cross-ice dump. Buck and a half left in the second. It's played up into neutral ice where Tribble collects and sends it back for Keller. Coming in is Zimmer. Zimmer tried a shot. It was blocked by Thomas. Puck behind the net, and it's Thomas who collects it. Jordan Thomas. How big has he been here this evening? Now it's with McRae. Forward for Carr. Trying to get around Tribble, can't do it. Final minute of play here in the second. Lamb couldn't take the pass cleanly. Has to chase it down. Swabbed as well to get out and poke it away. Plett all the way over for Brennan. Tom Brennan has a shot. Easily blocked by Tribble. Flip forward, Lane Lightning takes it down, spins and sends it all the way across. Deneziuk with Lamb hounding him. Petersma bumped by Lightning. And then Jacobson comes in to also give him a shove. Tribble shoots from the point. Kick save there by Swab, and it's out the other way. Numbers for the Kings. Cavell shoots. Tried to go far side, and Sinclair got enough of it. Back the other way we go. French speeding in. He'll take a shot, and it's easily steered aside by Swab. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that'll do it here for period number 2. A very good period for the Morinville Kings as they extend their lead now to 4-0 as the two teams once again come together to discuss post-match dinner plans.
Brennan is just being held up by Jacobson, and we'll take a look at a couple of last saves from the two tenders. Ty Swab right there, quick pad down low, and then back the other way. Here's a great look at Cavell, who just tried to fire it onto that low blocker's side and couldn't quite beat Sinclair. So 4-0 is where we stand after 20.
A lot of work to do for the Daysland North Stars heading into the final 20 minutes. It's going to be a long way back, but hey, it's senior hockey, and you never know what can happen as the two teams continue to just chirp at each other as they intersect at center ice before they head off to the bench. Morinville Kings have to be feeling pretty darn good about themselves right now. A 4-goal advantage. We'll step aside after just a brief moment. Tyler Yaremchuk is going to speak with SaskAlta President Rod Boutin. You're watching the 2019 Hockey Alberta Senior AA Provincials from Wainwright.
Welcome back inside the Peace Memorial Multiplex here in Wainwright, Alberta. Pleasure to be joined by Rod Boutin, the SaskAlta president. Rod, thanks for giving me a little bit of time today. And I want to start by asking you about the senior AA level, because sometimes I think there's a little bit of a sense out there that, oh, it's like a glorified beer league, right? But it's really not. And if people gave it a chance to come out and watch this, not only are these exceptional hockey players, but they're also ferociously competitive.
Oh, for sure. The level of hockey here is just phenomenal. This tournament brings out the best in all the leagues, and you're seeing players here that some have played minor hockey their best, and other players have played pro hockey.
Yeah.
You see it all in one here. It's great hockey.
It really is great. You get a nice mix. There's guys who go and play that rough and tumble style, and there's also the ones like Jordan Thomas is a great example on Morinville. He's so skilled, so finesse. The two teams that your league, the SaskAlta, had here, Hillmond and Wainwright. For Hillmond, they had just a tremendous regular season. Just talk to me a little bit about that team and that program out in Hillmond.
Well, they've been putting together a team for 3 years now, 4. Well, actually, a lot of them players are 6 years playing together. Our league really pushes no paid players, like no fuel money, no nothing. So some people say that's a disadvantage in senior hockey, but we feel it hurts other leagues in the past that aren't around no more. So we really pride ourselves on no paid hockey and in the whole league. And yeah. Hillmond, they've been phenomenal the last couple of years straight with their guys working together. Unfortunately, we have a long playoff, and that hurts a lot of our league teams because our playoffs are so long.
When you talk about the no-paid players, do you really think that kind of helps kind of even the playing level across the field as well? It doesn't matter how much money an organization has or anything like that. They're all going to kind of be close to the same playing field? Yeah,
well, what it does is it prevents teams from stacking up, and you have blowouts. Like if you look at our league, it was the top 8 teams, any one of them could have won at any given time. And the bottom 6 teams, we split into a AA and an A. Okay. The bottom 6 teams were 100% competitive with one another also.
I just want to ask you as well about Wainwright just coming out to this event and the town of Wainwright and the Rustlers program and what they mean to your league.
Oh, the Rustlers, they're a great hockey club. They do a phenomenal job of hosting provincials. They're a skilled team. They're good to play team. Like they're not dirty. They're a class team.
It was an absolutely fun weekend here in Wainwright for the Senior AA Provincials. Rod Boutin, the SaskAlta president. Rod, thank you, sir. For your time. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be right back. It's third period action, the final period of the weekend here from Wainwright, Alberta.
Meet Wainwright, a place of possibilities where the meaning of life lies in the details. Small fences when you need to borrow something from the neighbor.
Hey, good morning, Michelle. Hi, Sonia.
Where everyone knows your name. And there's no rest for the active in Wainwright.
Puck!
Did you say duck?
All right, guys, let's roll!
The way we roll might surprise you. They're tough as nails, family fierce, enduring. Freedom on hooves. They are a symbol of us. Oh, and we've learned you never try to milk a buffalo. Yup, dog runs away for 3 days kinda big. Good luck finding a corner when you leave town. We stand on guard for love of country. A place where saying hello is mandatory. A handshake is your word, and looking each other in the eye means something. The steering wheel hand wave. When we wave, unlike the big city, we use all our fingers. Early morning road warrior, urban style. And yeah, we have everything that you need. We're one big family. You might say we save each other's bacon when things get tough. The dirt on Wainwright? Life is grounded in what really matters, an honest day's work, service to community and country. You see, life is what we make of it, whether it's agricultural processing, oil and gas services, or heavy metal. We believe less is actually more, because we're one of the most affordable and cost-friendly communities in Alberta. Meet Mr. Wainwright. Big as imagination in a family-first town.
Okay, see you in 2.
I'll see you in 2.
I'll be there in a couple.
To work, to the arena, to the event. Everywhere in 2 minutes. This is our second nature, soulful. Make Wainwright your home. Roam to your heart's content.
If I could only fly. So right, so right.
I still know a place where simple pleasures are so beautiful, where big skies and endless spaces inspire, where freedom still feels real. This place is where rural Alberta pride rises and shines with the fist of will, and where there's heart in the fight to overcome what might stand in our way. I still know a place where every minute feels alive, like we're staring into the soul of things, where connection to land and place and people gives life meaning and has us feeling like we belong, where we appreciate the faces of possibilities, the makers, growers and tinkerers, crafters and imagineers, those who have the infectiousness of belief. This place is Wainwright. Life is what you make of it. Make it here.
Welcome back inside the Peace Memorial Multiplex here in Wainwright. We're getting set for the final 20 minutes of the Hockey Alberta Senior AA Provincial Gold Medal game, where the Morinville Kings have a 4-0 lead over the Daysland North Stars. Grayson Knutson and Tyler Yaremchuk here with the call, and we're taking a look back at the second period highlights, Tyler, and it was all pretty much Morinville on the scoreboard, even though the shots would suggest that Daysland had more of the puck.
Yeah, Ty Swab on in between the pipes from Morinville has just been absolutely incredible. This whole tournament, whenever we've gotten a look at Mr. Swab, he stood tall, and today's no exception. And there was also a lot of that, the shoving after the whistle, this game getting really, really chippy. These two teams very familiar with each other as well. And here's one of the looks from Morinville. Cavell trying to go low blocker, and Andy Sinclair, he's given up 4 goals on about 11 shots, but I mean, he's made a couple of saves like that were just damn impressive. And then 2 of the 3 goals he's kind of allowed here, you can't really blame him at all.
Yeah, it just he was never able to see a few of those ones. Sinclair, a big guy, but if you get in front of him, well, like there, he's not going to be able to see it.
Yeah, and there's the goal from Thomas. He just kind of let it go through a screen, a common theme that we saw in the second period with these Morinville goals. And then here was the one that put them up 3-0. Just, again, look at that read, and knowing that there was a window opening up on that high blocker's side, a nice shot. And then this last one here, a gorgeous rush through the middle of the ice by Pietersma, scooping up the loose puck, cutting inside quickly, and then going to his backhand. They announced it in the building as Montello, but I think they just re-announce the third goal instead of saying the fourth goal. So there's no doubt that video proves it. It was Pietersma who gets the goal, and it is Morinville with a 4-0 lead. I'm not going to sit here and predict a Daysland comeback, but their offense is so good, and we've seen them score seemingly at will all tournament. I wouldn't be surprised if this finishes closer than 4-0.
I would tend to agree with you, and we're underway here in period number 3. Medals will be handed out after this one. When it's flipped down here, gloved forward by Wilson. Wilson, stick handling away from Erickson. Puck comes out as Thomas goes back to collect in neutral zone ice. Thomas once again. Jordan Thomas slickly skating up over the blue line and dumping it down. Erickson will rim it for Benefield, who's had an unusually quiet night here for the second leading scorer in the tournament. Joint leader heading into today before Carson Bolduc scored in Lethbridge's thrilling bronze medal win. Here comes Cavell. Cavell shoots. It's blocked in front and recovered by Tribble, who just moves it forward. Perpick going across here for Erickson. Flipped forward. Cavell knocked it down. Just actually helped out McLeese there. Drops it for Perpick. Perpick looking for an option. Trying to swing it forward. He spins and fires, and it's kicked aside by Swab. McLeese trying to go down low for Gartner, who's below the goal line. The Daysland defenseman. Swing and a miss there from Rhett Dudley. Perpick. Forward for McLeese. Over to Benefield. He tried to zip one on net there, but Adam Johnson got a stick on that.
Yeah, here's a look at that save and a really good chance as well. Just spinning and putting it on net was Perpick, and Swab, not only did he get it, but you see that extra little kick out with the left pad to make sure it gets into the corner and away from danger.
Keller effort Zimmer out there now for Daysland offensive zone faceoff. It was won by Plett. Peltier behind his own net. Surveys the scene. Now he moves forward cautiously over the blue line. Peltier now dumps it all the way down. Sinclair out to at least cause a distraction. Zimmer. Puck's going to bounce here. Keller had an opportunity. It's going to be a penalty upcoming here. Who is this one going to be on? It's on
McLeese.
Morinville.
I'm not sure exactly what that's for.
It's Jory McRae.
It may be a rough on Jory McRae. We'll get the official announcement here in a second to
this
confirm
is an
that
opportunity, though, for Daysland.
Absolutely,
their power
Grayson.
play needs to get going.
0 for 5 right now, or 0 for 4.
Benefield will throw it back down and around. Thomas is there to collect. Loses his stick now, but is able to pick it up quickly. Foster. There's a shot from Johnson that's off a leg and wide. Benefield trying to track that one down. Chips it for Foster. Over to Johnson. Bradley the other forward. Gartner on the point. Benefield fire tipped, and it just goes off to the side. There's Benefield now. Throwing it down low. Foster has it. Looking for a shooting opportunity. Couldn't find one. Johnson. Back to Gartner. Gartner turns away from pressure. Finds Benefield, who just couldn't handle that pass. And he mishandled that one too. And the Kings will take advantage and clear the zone with a minute left on the Daysland power play. Gartner rims it hard around, takes a bump from Harris to do so. Jacobson. Perpick. Back to Jacobson, the captain of the North Stars. Perpick to Gartner at the point. Keeps it in. Throws one towards the net. There's a rebound, and Swab is able to pounce on top of it.
Saves 25 and 26 right there, I believe, for Swab. And God, he's just been incredible. Like, it's been fun to watch how calm and how poised he is.
Perpick and McLeese will stay out there with Jacobson while Erickson takes over one of the points, as does Tribble, who has it now. Tribble lost it. Carr comes away with it, but that's Wilson. Thought he was going to try to race away for a breakaway. Decides to just play safe. Perpick in over the line. Perpick. Erickson back to Perpick. Tees it up way wide. Tribble will take that down. 10 seconds left on the power play. Erickson. Down low, little tip there from Jacobson will go into the corner harmlessly, and it's picked up here by Pelche, and we're back to even strength. Pelche leading a rush, gets around his man. Pelche coming in for Harris, and just a little bit too far for Kyle Harris. Harris collects the puck at mid-ice and rips it down, looking for Mikey Mantello. Mantello took a hit from Tribble, who has it back behind his own net now. Brennan slaps it down low. Effort bounces off of Keller's skate back to Effort. And he'll just softly backhand one in. Swab played it up for Mantello, who is hounded there by Effort, but gets it over the blue line. Now he's offside and has to tag back up. And Mantello chips it through the legs. Mantello in alone, scores! Mikey Mantello, his second of the night, and it's 5-0 Morinville.
Nice play by Mantello just to recognize he could just push it up into the open ice and then skate into it. He chips it past Carson French and then quick little slip 5-0. Don't mind that.
Just like that, it's 5-0 for Morinville, and the gold medal final is getting a little bit out of reach here for Daysland.
Yeah, I was not expecting this at all, honestly. I thought this was going to be tight right to the finish, and I thought there would be a lot of goals, so I wouldn't have been surprised to see Morinville have 5 already, but I thought Daysland would have a handful to go with it.
Cavell shoot, and that's stopped by Sinclair, who was able to cover up in time.
Brennan and Felice grabbing the assist.
Another look at that save from Sinclair, just knocked it down with the blocker right in front of him. Easily scooped up. Face-off won by the North Stars. Gartner will try to move it forward. Pietersma got in the way. And then McLeese runs over Gartner there as they were trying to, or sorry, that's Bradley, as they were trying to use some kind of breakout play. It's just given away. Dudley will move it forward. This one goes all the way down here. Swab will backhand it for Cavell. Swab's also a really good handler of the puck. Carr dumps it down on Sinclair, who gloves it and drops it off for Rhett Dudley. 44 years old, Rhett Dudley. Still out here playing with these young bucks.
And making a nice
and
play
looking
out
pretty
to the
good too, yeah. Pelche, Thomas, bothered by Lamb. Lightning keeping an eye on Pelche now. Carr drops it off for Harris. Kyle Harris trying to get around Erickson. Harris still with it, shoots! And of getting a piece of it with the glove was Sinclair. Backhanded back into the Daysland end. Tribble sends it back for Erickson, who had his pass go off the stick of Granger. Still got out though. Harris sends it back. Wilson reaches it. Wilson looking for Granger. Just holds on to it. Still Wilson. Back to Carlson. Over to Pelche. Fires. That's blocked in front by Erickson. Here's Tribble. Daysland changing. So he just dumps it in. Swab will hold on to that one. Carlson puts up the guard in front.
13:06 to go here. 13:06 remaining in this tournament unless we get a miraculous comeback from Daysland. And boy, wouldn't that be something if
That'd
we
be
can start
fun.
getting some goals. I mean, we've seen Riley Benefield score twice in a shift. We've seen that top line with Zimmer and Keller. We seen them score twice in a shift as well. They'll need some breaks though, and they'll need to get on the board in a hurry.
Plett with a shot, it's blocked. Lechmadier keeps it alive, only briefly though, as Petio comes away with it. Leaves it for Benefield. We're probably going to see a lot of Riley Benefield over the last 12 and a bit minutes.
4-9, 9-9, 6.
Deneziuk forward, and McRae has it. Jory McRae will drop it for Nolte. Nolte, poke check by Petio. Petio trying to go forward still against Plett here. And he almost came away with it, but Plett was able to steer it away. Deneziuk will dump it down. Gartner collects. Plett on him. Dudley moving it forward for Johnson. Thomas intercepts. Dudley will take that down, and there's a penalty here at center ice. Did you catch that one, Tyler?
Yeah, I absolutely did. It was Bradley with a very late check on Thomas. You could probably count 2, almost 3 seconds from when Thomas got rid of that to when to when Bradley hit him, and it was a obvious blind side. Thomas wasn't even looking. Point blank interference, if not more.
Kenny Bradley out of Leduc will sit for a couple minutes here. Morinville back on the power play. They have one man advantage marker so far here this evening. And if it wasn't out of reach already, a 6 would probably certainly seal the deal.
No doubt about that. And look at Thomas just smooth skating, freewheeling up the ice. He's been a treat to watch tonight.
Dudley playing it forward for Pelche, and he'll collect it in his own end. Morinville not exactly racing to get stuff accomplished on this power play either. They know it's 2 minutes that it's unlikely that Daysland will score if they don't make a mistake.
Yeah, just take it easy, kind of be slow in your approach into the offensive zone. If you can get some possession, that'd be great. If you end up just doing this and passing it around a bit and having to dump pucks in, nothing wrong with that.
Mantello, Tribble had him lined up, but Mantello was able to spin away at the last second and negate a lot of the heavy contact. Perpick, his shot's blocked by Deneziuk, but he gets it back. Perpick trying to get it across to Benefield shorthanded. Perpick and Deneziuk whacking away at each other here. In comes Erickson, little backhander, goes wide. Petio bravely forward. Not a lot of defense back as Petersma races away. Petersma fan, and it works out for him. The puck is in the net. Ashton Petersma, 6-0 on his second of the night, and that is just the way things have gone here for Daysland. Not even a real shot on net, and it just kind of winds up going through Sinclair here.
Yeah, when it's not your night, it's not your night, and that is just an unlucky one for Daysland. You think Petersma is going to grab it back, and the stick lift was timed, well, I mean, perfectly from Morinville, I guess, because like he shoots, he's about to get it back, and he just misses it. Petersma's got 2, Montello's got 2, Jordan Thomas has a 3-point game, and some key players stepping up here for Morinville in this gold medal game.
Bradley was looking for Foster, but coming in offside were the North Stars.
A little bit disappointing. We saw so much great hockey, so many great games throughout this tournament, and while it's been nice to see this Morinville team show their dominant ways, I mean, obviously you'd prefer a gold medal game that was maybe a little bit more like our bronze medal game, which we saw earlier today.
We started off with a bit of a dud as Daysland kind of dismantled Hillmon 7-0, but yeah, we certainly didn't expect this to go this way. Yeah, that bronze medal game was an absolute delight. Lethbridge tied it up late against Nanton and then won it at the very last millisecond. Granger, one side, inside, outside, and he gets a stick to the face for his trouble from Carson French. So French will go to the penalty box here. And
you know what, if you're Daysland, I mean, I get you're frustrated, but right there, just stop. Stop and don't give him that one right there, and that's what got him the penalty, was the third cross-check. Give him one. If you want to give him 2, fine. But, I mean, it's not going to get better if you keep parading to the penalty box.
No, and it's maybe you'll feel better about yourself for a little bit, but I mean, not for very long, especially if Morinville takes advantage and adds another one.
Especially if you got to sit and watch the Kings score again. It's 6-0. They're 2 for 8 already on the power play, and now you're giving them another chance here. Morinville's 9th power play attempt.
Lejmadier, Granger. Back to Pelche. There's a penalty in front here.
Oh.
And that's a cross-check right to the face of Harris.
And I think Dudley might be done here.
No need for this kind of stuff. Rhett Dudley trying to escape the clutches of a linesman here. Wilson gives him a unnecessary little wave goodbye. Yeah, Rhett Dudley's gonna head off here. He'll grab a warm shower and a cold one here, I'm sure, right away.
Yeah.
And
there goes my player of the game pick. Gonna have to reevaluate things here.
yeah, so it doesn't look like there's any actual penalty.
Oh, no, it's a 5-minute major.
Okay. I was going to say, Daysline just hanging out with 4 guys on the ice. I was wondering if they were just going to...
Someone has to go to the box and serve the 5-minute major.
And they're just kind of choosing Jacobson.
Yeah.
They tried to sneak Keller over there but he was on the bench, so they got to take someone who's on the ice. And I guess this is just part of the captain's duties here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to send a guy, the ref can eventually just kind of throw whoever he wants in there.
So a very long 5-on-3, almost a full 2 minutes here, and then a extended power play here for the Kings. Pelche, Wilson, back to Pelche, he shoots, bouncing around, the puck was loose in front. Lejmadier back to Pelche, Wilson, trying to throw a pass across, and it's a high stick, and it goes into the crowd anyway. So that'll come outside the zone.
Bit of an unlucky play for Lejmadier, just reactionary, ends up whacking it out of play, and still a ton of time as a couple of young fans get a look at a game puck.
Take that one home, put it in the room. Nolte will line up here with Benefield. I know Daysland only has 3 guys on the ice, but might still be a little wary of Benefield.
Oh, he could be the only one on the ice, and I'd still be worried about him potting one.
Thomas. He'll give and go there with Cavell. That's Plett all the way across. Tip in front, good save. The rebound is put home by Plett, and it's 7-0 for the Kings. That's a tough one for Sinclair.
Yep.
Not a lot you can do. There's nobody on the ice really to help you.
7-0 now is where we're sitting, and that power play is going to continue. And as you know, Grayson, when it's a major penalty, you can score as many times as you want.
Yep.
So
on a major penalty, if you're at the NHL level, you're saying, okay, we got to score at least once, but we should probably get a couple here. So, not sure how that applies at the senior level, but
I'm sure while Morinville doesn't need it, I'm sure they wouldn't mind. It's one thing when you don't want to run the score up against your opposition, but just from my experience playing much lower levels of hockey, when you start going up against a team who's going to run and take liberties on you and try to cross-check you at every single turn, and if they're going to give you the power plays, you have no problem going out and scoring 3 more and making it 10-0 because, I mean, Daysland has no one to blame but themselves right now. You can't give a team 10 chances on the power play, the 10th one being a major, and expect to win hockey games. And it's disappointing that we had to see this in the final. It's disappointing it came to this in a gold medal game where you were hoping that this level of hockey could maybe showcase their skill a little bit more. So it's disappointing that it came to this, but if you wanted to see skill, you're getting a lot of it from Morinville because they've scored some gorgeous goals.
Thomas will move up the ice here and send it across. Brennan, bumped by Benefield. Felice will play it down low. Little move there. Felice has it. Stopped by Sinclair. Brennan will throw it on net, and Sinclair got a shoulder of that too. 2:50 left in the major. To Dudley, being served by Jacobson. Brennan behind his own net. Gives it to Pelche. Brennan. Down low. Get in front, and it deflects actually off Petio, and Sinclair aware there, holding on.
You feel a little bit for Sinclair getting kind of thrown to the wolves here in a game he didn't even start. Had to come in a little cold in the first period, and we talked about it, but they do have another backup on the bench. They did move along and end up getting Joe DeRosier in.
Just swapped jerseys with Daubertine. And he's manning the defensive bench right now, opening that door. I've had to do that many times. It's pretty much all I was good for, I think, most nights. Peltier. Back to Carlson. Over to Peltier. Here's Brennan now, 7 to go in the game. Mantello looking for the Hattie. Try to get around Tribble, couldn't do it. This one will go all the way down to Swab.
That bronze medal game we saw, Grayson, that one was tremendous. The back and
so
forth,
good.
the late comeback, all that. If you had to pick a game in the round robin that kind of stands out to you as one that was the most entertaining, which one would you go with? Like, me looking back on things as a shot whistles wide, that first Morinville-Nanton game, it ended 3-2. We saw great goal lengths and great goals. That was a really good game.
There was a game yesterday, I'm trying to remember who was playing in it. Daysland was in it because Daysland was the ones who were down 3-0, or pardon me, they were up 3-0, and who was trying to come back on them? Nanton.
Yeah.
For 39 minutes, Nanton just looked like they did not care, and then all of a sudden they turned it on, and that finish was rather thrilling. I really liked Hillmond yesterday when they pulled the goalie with 6 minutes left in a power play. I'd like to see that strategy employed a little bit more.
And their coach comes up to talk to us after because he heard us talking about how much we liked it, and he was like, I haven't had the guts. Well, that wasn't the word he used, but he said, I haven't had the guts to do it at any point in the game. He says he knows a coach in their league who, whenever there's a 5-on-3 at
always
any point in the
goalie.
hockey game, will always pull the goalie.
Which is an interesting move, but I mean, you think about it, you go 6-on-3, everybody's 2-on-1, should be 2-on-1 everywhere. And
if you have your guys committed to forechecking hard and not letting them skate away with the puck, like, there's no reason why you'd ever get scored on 6-on-3.
Nope.
Because the only chance they'd really get is if they decide to shoot it all the way down, and even that is, well, a crapshoot at best.
Yeah. So 5.5 to go and 40 seconds left on that major. Granger trying to come in. Just leaves it there for Wilson. Stick check by Benefield. Bradley couldn't poke it away. Petio up there and gets a stick up high, no call. And now there's going to be a penalty. Tripping call here. And the evidence is right there as Jordan Lejmadier's stick was tangled up still in the feet of Benefield. So 26 seconds left in the major penalty, and then Daysland will get a power play, maybe just looking to just get a consolation goal, something here to make you feel a little bit better about yourself.
I'll have Benefield out there to take the draw, but yeah, you're right. Just end the tournament on a high note. For Benefield, he's actually looking to get to that tournament lead in goals as well, so still a little bit to play for here as Swab gloves that down.
5:12 to go. 7-0 Kings.
It's interesting that the team that's losing 7-0 has the advantage on the shot clock.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. You'd think that Morinville would be doubling them up in shots, but they're not. Gartner will rip that one wide. Tribble plays it back down low. Benefield is there. Deneziak takes it from him and hacks it off the boards to Carlson, who spins away from Foster. Deneziak just waited for his team to be shorthanded before he sent it the length of the ice. Under 5 to go. Here come the North Stars. Tribble trying to set things up. It's broken up by McRae. Jacobson will keep that one in. Lamb looking for a lane. Little touch pass there back to Gartner at the point. His shot is blocked. Gartner once again. Now over to Lamb. Lamb back to Tribble. Over to Jacobson. Foster trying to go short side there. Sneak one home. Couldn't do it. It's off the side of the net. 4 minutes to go and getting another penalty here.
It's a spearing penalty going to Gartner, and I wonder if they're going to give him 5, because that was to an area where you probably shouldn't be spearing a your opposition.
Well, even if it is 4 minutes, he'd come out with 1 second left.
Yeah,
so
it is a 4-minute penalty, so unless there's a couple of goals here, he'll spend the rest of the game in the penalty box.
So we'll go to 4-on-4 here. Tyler, why don't we just give a shout out to the volunteers and the people of Wainwright, the organizing committee here, putting on a fantastic event here, the senior provincials. Again, you spoke with Scott Walker, and he said, yeah, we had this 2 years ago, so it was a little bit easier to organize this time. They knew what they were doing, but they did a heck of a job, and this is quite the facility here, this Peace Memorial Multiplex.
Yeah, and I even talked to Rod Boutin, the Sask Alta president, in the second intermission, and as soon as I said Wainwright, I could see his face not light up, but he smiled a little bit and had glowing reviews for the town of Wainwright, the program that the Rustlers have going on here. And yeah, you mentioned Scott Walker, just talking about, I mean, not just the Rustlers, not just the Bisons, but the minor hockey program here in Wainwright has been so good for so many years. He listed off the teams that were winning provincial championships and all that. And I mean, the junior B team here has been wildly successful. They're going to be in provincials next weekend in Wetaskiwin.
Yeah, it's been a great 4 days here, and it's slowly coming to a close here. We should also thank the fine people of the Wainwright Boston Pizza, who have seen us every single night after the action is done.
And it's been fantastic.
That one goes into the netting.
Number 18, Jordan Thomas, hopping up in the rush again. He's been a real treat to watch. We've seen a lot of just high skilled players, and we've seen a lot of guys like this level is interesting to me as kind of a first-time observer, how you get the Jordan Thomases, the young, skilled guys playing in the same games as a Rich Dudley, who play that older style, kind of tough, lots of hacking and whacking type of play.
There's players on both teams who have played at just all sorts of levels, be it ACAC level, the AJ, or any other major, or junior A, a little bit of major junior as well. A couple guys in this game have played overseas very briefly. Some semi-pro or AHL hockey as well. At the end of the day, if you can't make it pro, it doesn't hurt to go back home, find a job, and you can keep playing at a fairly competitive level. 2.5 to go in the game, and also 1 second less than that in the penalty here to Gartner. Morinville just kind of ticking the clock down. Almost grabbed by Swab, and he keeps it alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's been here every game this weekend. Let's put your hands together for our music.
Puck moving forward. And offside, 2:13 left in the game. Here's another look at an opportunity for the Kings. Stopped by Sinclair, who I don't feel a little bit sorry for the guy. He's been put in just a terrible situation.
And the last thing they want to do is put in their other backup who had to come in from the stands.
Yeah.
DeRoyer.
He thought he was just going to stand up there, have a Coke or two, and then just join the team afterwards, but they had to hustle him and get him dressed. This one just sent back down by Daysland. Again, Morinville on a power play for all but 1 second of the end of this contest.
In total, 12 chances on the power play from Morinville.
That's 24 minutes of penalties. That's over a period. Shorthanded, and I guess one of them was a major, so make it 27 minutes.
And it'd be interesting to have the math, because there was a couple that led to 4-on-4s, a couple that ended earlier, but yeah, like you said, 24 minutes plus the major. I wouldn't be surprised if it was close to a period played on the power play for the Morinville Kings, and winning a hockey game is a little bit easier when you have that many looks at the man advantage.
That's true. Here's Lamb. He shot, is stopped, and really Swab, the only question mark left in this game if he's going to get the shutout. I can say it because it worked last time. Pietersma coming in for the hat trick. Good save by Sinclair.
We're going to get another look at that save from Ty Swab down at the other end of the ice. A nice corner angle view. Of course, this ISU Procast, 4 camera angles. And we needed the 4th one to see how good of a save that was from Ty Swab. In a 7-0 game on the surface, you would kind of go, all right, well, the goalie on the other side of the 7-0 game probably didn't have to do much because his team dominated. not exactly the case here tonight. We've seen Ty Swab have to make some tremendous saves. He made a handful of nice ones in the first period when this game was definitely still close. It was only 1-0 after 20. And throughout the game, like 31 shots on goal, Morinville's actually been outshot.
There's a good glove save by Sinclair, and he tosses that puck aside. Jordan Thomas zipping that one in from the blue line. Get another look at that. That's Odell Wilson down in that corner. We have Liam Johnson in the other corner. Troy Swain, the main follow cam you see right now. The tighter replays, Dave Foley handling those.
Dave Foley in on all 33 periods we covered here in Wainwright, as were Alex Testowich and Rob Zitlau.
Dave's coming home, of course, from Wainwright. He's super proud of this town, and he's done an excellent job showing us around, too, helping us out when we're wondering how to get to places. Again, mostly to the Boston Pizza.
I was going to say, he got us hooked up real well with that Boston Pizza every night. 15
seconds to go, and the Morinville players are getting excited on the bench. The doors are open. Daysland just letting the clock run out here. 3, 2, 1, and that'll do it. The Morinville Kings, your 2019 Hockey Alberta Senior AA Provincial Champions. Less than thrilling fashion, but you know what? Winning a provincial title don't matter a lot as long as you win it.
Scratches coming out on the ice as well. They got some championship hats to give to the boys here, and lots of hugs, lots of smiles. At the end of the day, it's always thrilling when you can win these championship games in overtime or in a tight late one where you score a winner with under a minute to go. But at the end of the day, a win's a win. And when the buzzer goes, it's still just as sweet. The long journey is what kind of in the long run you appreciate more than the in the moment thing. It's when you can look back on this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now and kind of know that these were the guys you grinded with all season. Morinville, a team who didn't just get to walk into this tournament. They had to go and win their first ever championship. So a great year for this program. The young skill was exciting to watch as well, and they will go shake hands now.
And these two teams have done this quite a few times this year, shaking hands. Yeah, you said it perfectly, Tyler. It's not right now that you really appreciate a championship. It's, 5-10 years down the road, and these boys will be your teammates forever.
Yeah.
And you'll always come back, when you meet up 10 years down the road, you'll be having a beer. And you remember 10 years ago when we did this? I remember perfectly when, this happened, and you'll recall goofy moments in the game.
Yeah, it won't even be the big moments in the game, too. Sometimes it'll just be those weird little moments in a game that you tend to remember. And I was talking with a few of the guys on the Morinville team, and what this kind of brings you back to, you go play your major junior, or your junior A, or your junior B in some cases, and maybe you go play ACAC after that, go do the schooling. But this weekend here in Wainwright, it kind of brings you back to your minor hockey days to some extent, because it's hop on the road with the boys. There's no big fancy bus or anything like that. It's just you drive out, you're staying at a hotel with the guys, you're eating your meals together, you're spending the nights together, and at the end of the day, you get to play some hockey as well, and the smiles are nice to see on the faces of all those Morinville players.
Of course, maybe the only difference between this and minor hockey, you're staying up a little later and grabbing an adult beverage or two after the game.
Well, you went there, not me. I was going to say, we went to the Boston Pizza every night, and I think everyone in this tournament did as well, because we ran into the players quite a bit there.
Including the officials.
Yeah, and they did a great job as well.
Yes,
we talk about a grind for the broadcast crews, which it is, but for the officials as well. They are in the trenches having to break up fights between grown men, and at times we saw them get whacked with sticks up high, and can't give enough love to the officials, who are tremendous.
Yeah, they don't get enough of it, that is for sure. It's a thankless job being an official. That must be the North Central League trophy that they perched atop the net. They brought it with them. That's kind of another shot at Daysland, right? Because they beat him there. So Adam Johnson is the player of the game here for Daysland.
Yeah, it wasn't, a bit of a disappointing performance from Daysland, but I thought Johnson was really good, generated some good offensive looks as well. And Jordan Thomas, he had a winning goal earlier in this tournament, and then tonight, a 3-point game, a rocket from the point on a goal, and really impressed with Jordan Thomas.
It's not off.
Mikey Montello as well. He was tremendous in this one as well, scoring a pair of goals. He also had a 3-point game. That was the tough decision, Montello or Thomas, but Thomas from the blue line, just such a calming force.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And now we get those tokens of appreciation for the officials here.
Derek Chris, one of the main refs that got to do this gold medal game. Like we said, a long weekend for them as well to leave their families. Kelly Powell's skating across the ice right now, getting some stick taps from the players.
There's Rob Larson, who we had on in the bronze medal match, handing out those tokens of appreciation. Don't want to say it's a proud father moment, but you know, he's one of the guys who helps to scout these officials, bring them in for a tournament like this, so he's just as happy as they are with their performance.
I'll apologize up front if I miss anybody that played through the weekend, but I'm going off the game sheet.
Now we're going to hand out these silver medals here.
33, Connor Doberthien.
Connor Doberthien hurt.
Of course, he's injured.
See him hobbling on the bench.
Yeah.
He tried his absolute best to play through that.
Yeah, he's...
And you see him right now. He
got
still
the
can't put
jeans
any
on.
weight on that. I mean, that speaks volumes to his battle level. The fact that he can't even walk on it right now.
But he's going to go get that silver
He's
medal.
going to go get the silver medal. And he tried to play through it. He went out there for yet another shift.
He's hopping on it. Like, he must have crutches or something somewhere. I don't know if he's just hobbling the whole time. Troy McLeese. Adam Johnson getting there. Silver medals as well. Kenny Bradley.
Number 11, Tyler Keller.
Tyler Keller. Not sure if it's maybe an injury thing or what, but not many of the guys still wear the full cage, and
Yeah.
he's rocking that, the cheese grater.
You got to think that there'd be a reason behind that. Keller, one of those older vets in the tournament as well. Really impressed with him centering that, we called it the top line on Daysland, because him along with Zimmer, they generated offense and effort as well
Scott
on there.
Effort, yeah.
Effort was fantastic in this tournament as well.
Number 28, Mitch Gardner. Number 41, Colin Zimmer.
Zimmer and Effort getting their
Number 47,
silver medals.
Larry Tribble. Number 67,
Larry Tribble.
Dean Petio. Number 91, Scott Effort. Number
Petio
29,
not
Andy Sinclair.
moving. Here's Andy Sinclair getting
Scott Biggs.
his medal.
The trainer, Rob Heck. The manager.
And the coaching staff as well. Training staff also.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So once again, a congratulations to the Daysland North Stars. I know it's not how they wanted to end this tournament, but a great season. Finished first overall in the North Central and wound up finishing second as they lost to Morinville in the final there as well. So twice felled by these Kings.
Morinville Kings. Number 31, Ty Schwab.
Ty Schwab, he was amazing all tournament and tonight.
Outstanding.
A shutout in the gold medal game. Doesn't get much better than that, and a busy shutout as well. Well over 30 saves for number 31.
Now they're calling up the Morinville Kings, who throw on those gold medals.
It's interesting, kind of the dichotomy of winning a silver compared to a bronze medal.
Yeah.
In the sense that we saw Lethbridge, they had their gloves thrown off when they scored that winner late, and just so happy, the looks on those faces for a young program to come away and medal. And it's just a little bit different when you win that last game. You feel like you really earned a bronze medal, whereas on the flip side here for Daysland, they were expecting gold all weekend long. They thought this was their tournament. I mean, they've been such a dominant force in the senior AA men's circuit for years, and when you have a silver, I mean, yeah, it's better than a bronze, right? But it still feels like you didn't win silver, you lost gold.
It's true. The only two teams that finish with a win is the team that wins the gold medal game, the teams that wins with the bronze. So the team that gets silver is left with a bit of a sour taste in their mouth because they lost their last game, even though technically, yeah, they do rank higher than the bronze medal champions. There's Mikey Mantello grabbing his medal. Yeah, a couple of goals here today. He led them in scoring too during the regular season.
Number 6,
Tim Nolte,
Jory McRae.
pretty impressive this tournament as well.
Number 22,
Jory McRae.
Saw Mikey Montello go over and give a bit of a hug to Doberthien.
Jordan Denisu. Number 21,
And Plett doing the same.
Number 18, Jordan Thomas.
Here's Jordan Thomas going to get his gold medal. Just impressed with him the entire time. Lejmadier.
Credit to Daysland as well, staying out here for the medal presentations as well. It'd be easy for them to just kind of leave the ice right now. It's definitely not easy. Tyler Thorburn, saw him to get into action once this weekend, I believe.
Yeah, he played it at least once, I think a couple of times.
Joel Wilson, the third goalie, throwing on his gear for this one.
They didn't have 3 goalies on the bench, so somebody must have got dressed there.
Assistant coach, Mike Lonnie.
Now the coaching staff of the Morinville Kings, and they'll be happy to take this one back. Didn't they just open up a new rec center in Morinville? Do the Kings
just
play
opening,
there?
so the Kings might have a new home as well as that new fancy rec center opening up in Morinville. It's going to be gorgeous. The old Morinville rink gets paid its dues.
Maybe a couple banners to hang up in that new rec center.
Yeah.
Courtesy the Kings. Once again, congratulations to the Morinville Kings, your 2019 Senior AA Provincial Champions. And now we have the presentation of the banner. Is there a trophy at the Senior AA level?
No, it's a banner and it's a gold. Oh no, there's the trophy hidden in there.
There is a trophy back there.
You get all 3 if you can complete this, because it is that tough to win.
Felice going over too to speak with Dobertine.
Have the team captains from Morinville come up to receive their championship banner.
Captain Kyle Harris heading over to receive the banner. He's waiting for his assistants. Jordan Pelche, Tim Nolte.
They got a plaque, they got a banner, and then I think Kyle Harris will get his hands on the trophy.
They got all sorts of hardware there. And here's the presentation photo. You got to hold for that. You can't just run off with the trophy and all the goods. You got to make sure you smile for the camera first. Apparently there's quite a few folks coming on here for pictures. And then once the pics are done, then you can hoist that trophy, Kyle Harris. And head over to your teammates who all want a piece of that right off the bat. Everybody trying to reach in there and just get a touch on that trophy. Now they'll pass it around, and sure, there'll be a lap or two done.
Oh, they're going to grab the other trophy as well here, celebrating the double championship are the Morinville Kings.
So they'll get the photos as well with the 2 trophies. Those always look good.
Anytime you're posing with the trophy, it looks
That's
good,
also
Grayson.
true. Make for some good Facebook header photos and your Twitter profile pic.
Yeah.
Wish you all safe travels. Have a great off-season.
Here comes the banner as well with Mudryk, who got in as the 3rd keeper.
Was actually dressed as the backup here tonight. That's a great shot right there by Odell Nelson there in the corner. Just getting the
reaction,
at all of those smiling faces here. A couple trophies, a banner, a plaque, and gold medals around their necks.
She'll be a fun ride back to Morinville tonight, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And it wouldn't be a celebration of a championship if we didn't hear a little Queen.
Yeah, a little bit of music playing in the background. But, I mean, what a tremendous weekend. What a tremendous tournament.
Yeah.
11 games in the books here, and it was an absolute blast. We were treated to some great games. The final 7-0. Maybe you wanted a more climactic finish to things, but at the end of the day, we got our winner. And throughout the tournament, great performances from goalies, great goals scored, guys like Benefield, guys like Carson Bolduc. They were all so tremendous here in this tournament. And if me and you are lucky to be back next year, Grayson, I'd be more than excited to do so, because this was great.
Absolutely, I would agree 100%. We'll see how Lethbridge can top this in 2020. They got big shoes to fill, that is for sure. So we'll see the Lightning for sure next year in the Senior AA Provincials. But that about wraps things up here from Wainwright once again. Thank you to the organizing committee, all the volunteers who put in countless hours to make sure that this event was a success. And we will once again thank our ICU Video Productions Procast crew, Dave Foley, Liam Johnson, Odell Nelson, Troy Swain on camera. They all did such a great job. Alex Testowich, our switcher, Rob Zitlau, our director, Tyler Remchuk, thank you very much for putting up with me for almost 24 hours of on-air time.
And in 24 hours a day as well.
Exactly, you're stuck together in the same hotel room and everything. My name is Grayson Knutson. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Good night from Wainwright.